Big D Entertainment, in association with Dipsy Doodle Productions, presents The Dave Holly Hour. Brought to you by Trio Jazz Club, Sioux Falls' premier jazz club. Enter as friends, leave as family. Phil's Pub. Phil's, your local dive with music for the people. Chasers Food and Spirits. Excel Chiropractic, and Quality Nails. The Dave Holly Hour features Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment Conversations. A true lover of arts, entertainment, good food, and fun times, including an occasional Jack Daniels. Okay, so a few Jack Daniels. Here he is, Dave Holly.
Cheers, everyone. Welcome to the month of June. As the old song says, June is busting out all over with arts and entertainment. Now, that song comes from the musical Carousel. I bring that show up briefly in our conversation today with two cast members from the Premiere Playhouse's musical Legally Blonde, which opens Friday the 12th. Casey Schultz returns to this show. She plays Paulette in that show. Appearing for the first time on this podcast is Kianna Healy. She plays Elle. Great chat with these two incredible women. Oh yeah, we also talk about Kianna's latest title of being named Miss South Dakota. Congratulations. So come on in, join us. We're waving the cover charge here at the Dipsy Doodle Productions studio as we always do. But the dress code? Nah, black tie formal. No. Just kidding, it's my place. No dress code needed. And sometimes nothing at all, depending on how hot it's been. Seating is limited, though, and while we supply the ice, make sure to bring your own beverage.
Honey,
but first,
look at this!
Unbelievable! Yeah!
Yummy!
I know!
That'd be fantastic. You know what I'm talking about.
Dave's Fave!
Each week we salute a person or business I feel is worthy of a shout-out for any number of reasons. This week's Dave's Fave is Noel Friday. It was his birthday yesterday. I won't say how many candles on the cake after giving his age incorrectly last year. I just simply want to say happy birthday to a great guy that everyone at Trivia calls Grandpa. Hope your day was awesome. Want to know other faves I have? Go to the Dave's Fave page on the show website, DaveHollyHour.com. And then after you look at that page, go to the Trivia page to see our schedule at Chasers, West 12th and Ellis Road. Stop in for great food, great beverages, and fun times. Monday nights at 7, we play Dave Holly Hour Trivia with 7 fun rounds and great prizes. This coming Monday, June 8th, National Best Friends Day. Chasers, your neighborhood gathering place. Honorable mention. So what made Dave laugh, chuckle, chortle, downright slap my knee silly, or simply fill my heart with happiness? That's what I typically start off saying for honorable mention. One of the things we started the segment for was to give kudos to events that had taken place, but we didn't have a chance to chat with somebody about it. Well, this week, we give mention to some things taking place this weekend that we didn't secure guests for. This is the opening weekend for the 50 free concerts this summer at the Levitt at the Falls. It's also the Sioux Renaissance Fair. Crossing fingers that the weather holds, especially after multiple trips to the basement last Sunday night. In just a couple of minutes, Casey Schultz and Kianna Healy on the Dave Holly Hour.
Walking through the entryway of Phil's Pub, you can't help but notice the show pics and posters from the heyday of live bands in Sioux Falls. Phil's is back. They're on their way to reestablishing their iconic live music venue status. Come on into Phil's for a great local brew. You might just find yourself seeing some of the performers in those pictures, and a very good chance you'll see new acts that will end up being in pictures too. Phil's Pub, your local dive with music for the people. Follow them on Facebook and other socials. Keep up to date with who's playing at the pub each week here on the Dave Holly Hour.
Dr. Perry Langston and Dr. Corey Tooney know excellence is in you. That's why they provide you with excellent care at XO Chiropractic, improving your overall health in spirit, body, mind, and will. Get results the natural way. Arrange a consultation, 605-332-9235 or exokairos.com. Excellent care for excellent people. XO Chiropractic, located at 4309 South Racket Drive in Sioux Falls.
Trio Jazz Club is at it again with more unique sounds, styles, and shows. Tonight at 6:30, it's Poetry Night with Xavier Pastrano, Charles Luden, and the Shotwell Quartet as dynamic poetry and improvised jazz come together. Then Friday and Saturday night, three rising stars of the West Coast jazz scene, the Jack Simpson Trio, offer a glimpse into the future of jazz with the shows at 6:30 and 9 both nights. The very talented Brett Cooper returns to the trio's Baby Grand Tuesday night at 6:30, and John Bakken's Hot Pockets play one show at 6:30 Wednesday night. Trio tickets tend to go quickly, so get them online at triojazzclub.com.
Arts and entertainment lovers, you hit the mark. It's the Dave Holly Hour.
Welcome back, everyone. As you know, I wrote it in my own contract that I must say at the beginning of every conversation, it's always a pleasure to talk Sioux Empire arts and entertainment. And, you know, each time that I have a guest on, I'll say it's always a pleasure as well to have somebody like Casey Schultz, who's been here numerous times. So much so, I think we figured out next time, Casey, that you will get a set of steak knives.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank goodness.
all right.
That's the only reason I come back, you know?
And we also have a newcomer to the show. Not only is she here because she's in the musical Legally Blonde and plays the lead, she also was just crowned Miss South Dakota.
Woo.
Kianna Healy, welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, and I think this is the first time I've ever actually had a Miss anything in this room, and doors closed even, people. But I do have an assistant that's actually going to be competing for Miss South Dakota Teen South Dakota, I guess, whichever, the way the juxtaposition of the words, regardless. So what a pleasure to have you both here. Casey, it's always fun. You know, when I got the message that Oliver said, well, Kianna is going to be there, and, well, she's Elle, and I said, okay, cool. And then late the other night says, oh, and Casey Schultz is Paulette. She'll be joining her. And I immediately said, oh, yeah, because Casey's just such a ball to have here and brings so much to the show every time. So thank you. And I just have a feeling, Kianna, you're going to be doing that too. But the bigger thing will be, do you bring it to Legally Blonde?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
She was made for this role.
Oh.
For real.
Okay. And so what attracted you to the role then? Casey says you were made for it, but what made you say, I want to do this?
Yeah. This is the third time I've been in the show, actually.
Wow.
So I started Legally Blonde Junior way back in high school.
Yeah.
And one of my first professional contracts I got to do was Legally Blonde. But I think Elle Woods in Legally Blonde has always been a special place in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
It's something throughout high school. I've been listening to the music. Elle Woods' story is just incredibly empowering to me.
Right.
Especially she's such a ball of fire, and she's such a kind person, and she wears that on her sleeve as a power of strength rather than something that should be a weakness.
Right.
So it's something that I really like to take into the real life, real world situations, and I'm really excited to get to bring that to the stage.
Well, we look forward to it. It's coming up next weekend and the following weekend, and this is a TPP production.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and so will this be at Orpheum?
Yep, at the Orpheum, yes, 12.
Because it's the last of the Orpheum shows,
yes,
because they do so many now, various places, Rock Island and also at the Icon. So it's always great to be in there on the big stage. And, you know, this is one of those, I think everybody goes, oh, Legally Blonde. Yeah, Reese Witherspoon. That was a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a minute. It's a musical too? Yeah.
Oh, and it's a great musical. This is like a no-skip album for me that every single song is a hit. I don't know one that I don't like, you know? That
Yeah, like unarguably one of the best musical adaptations there are out there.
And just beautifully written too. The music is so cool, and it seems almost repetitive in a great way, where it's like, oh, I know this song. Oh, it's a different one, and now I get to enjoy this one. And all the characters, like, there's a villain obviously, but you don't see that it's the villain until it's happening. But even then, the villain arc is not very obvious. So it's I don't know. It's just a very awesome musical, and I think everyone will like it. And if you don't like it, then you have to get checked, because something is wrong with you. There's fun dancing, there's fun singing, there's dogs, there's colors.
Quotable.
And it's so true to the movie, but it's still a little bit different. So if you're super familiar with the movie, you're still going to have a great time. There's going to be new things you're going to see within the musical. So
Did you wear that much pink before?
Oh my gosh, yeah. The first time I was in the show, they actually raided my closet, and a lot of the props were my personal stuff. So
when we were asking about props and stuff, like when Michelle, our stage manager, amazing, love her, she was like, okay, does anybody have like a pink pen? And here it goes. Kianna. Yeah, I got one. Anybody has a pink purse that we can, another hand raised, and a pink notebook. It was just very comical that it was like, and this is already in her closet, so let's do it. Which is great. You got to use what you got.
Exactly.
And you don't want to go over budget, so might as well just raid the closet.
There you go.
It works that way,
Yes.
doesn't it? So what are some songs that people probably don't know that, they're going to enjoy, and they'll come out of that show singing? Or the next day going,
That's a great question.
Good one.
Well, Oh My Gosh is the first song right out the bat, and it's a absolute banger. I think I have that stuck in my head constantly. It's really upbeat. It kind of gives you an overview of what you're going to see. It's a bunch of fun girls screaming and singing and being really excited and almost too optimistic, and that's like what you want to be built up to. But that one is just such a fun beat and you hear it throughout the show. You can kind of hear like, oh my God, and then it comes over here again, and it goes throughout the show. So it's kind of a constant earworm, which is really nice to know.
Perfect.
That's what I would say, probably.
Yeah, I think a good one too is Whipped into Shape. Like our Act 2 opener is like a showstopper, and you're gonna be watching these people being like, how the heck are you singing and doing that at the same time? I'm so glad that I don't have to do that, because all of our actors are crushing it, and
they're jump roping the entire time. And Mo, as you know, she is Brooke Wyndham, and I do not know how she does it, because as somebody who has had to jump rope and sing, I didn't. I think I jumped once in Freaky Friday, and then I stopped doing it because I was like, no more. I actually can't do this. And she does it almost the entire time, and she hits these like big notes at the end, and all of the people that are on that stage are singing these huge notes, and they're just jumping, and they're doing like crosses, and they're jumping. I don't know.
Wow.
I do not know how they do it, and I do not envy them, because I get to sit back and wait until I get to go on
Who
stage.
choreographed this one?
Megan.
Did.
Yeah, she did. And also in tandem with Casey Brady's and Patrick Simonson. They all work kind of together as director, assistant choreographer, and choreographer to really build this like really cool choreographed numbers that, kind of start off as we're natural and we're here, and then we're in a big dance, and then it stops. It's just really quintessential musical theater, which I love
you have
about.
to have that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I love about musicals is when you hit a good one, you know it, because every one of those aspects is in it.
Yes.
And so it becomes quite a lovely array. And of course, the costuming and everything, I'm just envisioning almost sensory overload in this one.
Yeah. I think this is such a quintessential musical theater piece. I think if you had to put like, what is musical theater? I would put this show up there, that it is.
Oh, wow.
Singing, dancing, it's camp, it's, it's serious. There's moments of sadness, and, there's moments of growth, but it's just musical theater.
You're going to leave, and it's a great time. Like,
yes.
It's one of those feel-good musicals, and there's layers of messaging behind the feel-goodness of it that you're just going to leave and be like, wow, I had a great time. What a great way to spend my weekend.
Yeah. It's not that long either.
No.
Like, it's pretty short from what I think it's because it's really fast paced too, and it's really entertaining. Sometimes when you're in a musical and it's like, and here's another song and one more song, you kind of look at the program, you're like, okay, how many more songs? This is, I think the first act is what, an hour tops, and then second act I think feels even shorter, but that's just, it's jam packed full of a lot of fun and a lot of movement, and I just feel like we don't stay still, so then the audience doesn't stay still, and then it's gonna be over, and then you're like, oh, I should come again on Saturday and come again on Sunday.
Well, and as you were talking about that, as someone saying, as a cast member, oh, here's another song. Because it gets to the point sometimes for the audience members going, oh, that's not the end?
Yeah.
Third time they're playing that 3 times trick, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, even more.
Or they're slow and you're like, and I get it.
Yeah.
Or there's a lot of like monologues in between, and there's not a lot of talking. I mean, there's talking obviously, but for the most part, it's like a really quick scene. Let's sing a song about it. A really quick scene again, maybe a little slower scene. Let's talk about it one more time and sing. And I think it just has a really, which is not our doing, it's the playwright. So, I mean, congratulations to whoever wrote this. I cannot remember who it is, but they did a really great job at getting people in seats and putting a really amazing story that a lot of people know. I feel like, what was it, 2001 it came out? Is that what we figured out? Early 2000s that, people our age are going to know it. People that are older than us are going to know it. Maybe people that are younger are going to still know it. And
it's a classic. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and, I'm sorry, but, I heard Legally Blonde, I think, Reese Witherspoon.
Of course. Well, I think Jennifer Coolidge, but that's selfishly me.
Oh, yeah. I think we're, even at Miss South Dakota week, the entire time, all of us were doing the Jennifer Coolidge, like,
oh, I want a hot dog real bad.
Oh, yeah. Backstage while we're waiting.
And even like Bend and Snap, I had a coworker.
Is so cool.
Oh my God, I love Jennifer Coolidge. If I could be her. But I had a coworker at my school who is like the straightest man you've ever met, wife and kids, and he was like, "Oh, the Bend and Snap." Like like it doesn't. You don't have to be this little theater kid to know what we're talking about. It's a movie that everybody has known. It's been on ABC Family.
Yeah.
I could probably pull it up right now, and it's on some streaming website. And
exactly,
you said it perfectly that they did a really great job at putting it to life on a stage. It doesn't. It stays really true to the story, but also it adds some things to it, and I really like it. It's top 5 musical, I would say, for me.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And Kianna, you mentioned early on that it's one of those that you feel the empowerment, but yet it's the good empowerment part, the positive things and so forth, and you want to take that into the real world, etc. What else from the character do you want to take into the real world? What strikes you as, this is something I want to be?
Oh, that's a really great question.
I get in 1 per conversation.
Yeah.
It only took 11 minutes this time.
This is it. So I have to give you a really good
downhill
answer.
from here, folks.
I mean, you see Elle Woods and you just you think of her as, sometimes people are going to stereotype her and she's going to be maybe unintelligent and not really with it, or maybe a little naive. And while she might be a little naive, I think she's someone who truly embraces femininity and takes that into a place of leadership and power that a lot of people in a society as a whole tends to overlook. And, coming up, being Miss South Dakota for the year, I really want to embrace that femininity. And I want to take that kindness and compassion and use that as a power.
Yeah.
And everything she does throughout the entire story is out of a place of compassion and seeing the good in people. And sometimes that might burn her. But at the end of the day, like she comes out a better person because of it. And she's showing that she is intelligent. Maybe at the beginning, her priorities changed. And I think that's a really important thing to point out with her. So playing her, I'm never thinking, oh, well, I'm unintelligent in this spot. I'm blah, 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 blah. No, she is. Her priorities are shifting throughout the entire story.
I always love it when you get that type of character that shows that and then ends up not being that. And you are sitting there going in the back of your mind, she knew how she was playing everything in her naivete to begin with, and that it was going to come out. Just like, Betty White, there was a scene I was watching the other day from Golden Girls, and this bank robber comes in, and she's just like, oh, well, you should take that. You want to put that in our safe and all this and different things. And then she sends him out someplace else. Then she calls the cops and says there's a white male about this height, this many pounds, wearing such and such, and he's got a .357 Magnum in his hand, and he's going over to rob the store across the street. And then she says, oh, who's calling? Just somebody that's old and not as dumb as everybody thinks she is. And so I was thinking of that. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, those are the types of things you like to get behind and so forth. When you were in the pageant then, were you using that to tell people as well as to, here's something I'm doing right now and it's part of who I want to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a really great opportunity through the Miss South Dakota organization, too, is community service initiatives.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've taken my year as a local title holder working with the Sioux Falls Area Humane Society.
Oh, fantastic.
And really focusing on fundraising and advocating for animal welfare within our state. And we have an amazing opportunity.
Yay. Yes.
Casey was a superstar and helped put all this stuff together.
She's a superstar.
She is a superstar. Everyone buy tickets to come see Casey because she's absolutely incredible. Our dogs, Rufus, are actually going to be adoptable Sioux Falls Area Humane Society dogs every single night.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is a place of compassion and advocacy. And so real world, we're taking that as an entire cast and bringing it on there. So I'm just incredibly honored that we get to combine both worlds and see where that takes us as a community.
Yeah. Have you two been on stage together before?
No, it's our first time. We
first
met
time.
at auditions.
Yeah.
And I knew her before because I'm like, this is a really talented person.
Yeah.
Like, she's a superstar here. Like, she's a local celebrity. So
I'm blushing. I'm glad I'm not on film right now.
So being cast with her, I think, was a dream come true.
Oh, stop it.
Wow.
Well, I have nothing nice to say about you. It was crazy because the minute you walked into the audition room, like, we knew that you were a star, obviously. You, New York, all this stuff. But like, the first thing I noticed was how kind you were. And I think that kind of speaks with the Al Wood situation where we see obviously we see a beautiful blonde girl and, she's talented and all this stuff. But like, what's right below that is so true and so kind and honest and just amazing. So I think, and you do a great job at saying that to the world right away. And I think that not only are you the perfect Al, you're just the perfect Miss South Dakota and Miss Kianna Healy. I think nobody else can be like you. So I'm really proud that you're here. You make me very proud.
Aww.
She's wonderful, isn't she?
She's so wonderful.
Well, and I know she's heard me talk about this before, but having just met you a few minutes ago, you haven't heard my theory on the word beauty. And ironically, you were in what used to be referred to many times as a beauty pageant. But yet I always thought, well, what do we know about them? Because there are all these different words to mention someone's physical attractiveness and their physical looks and so forth. But beauty is the one that tells you what's in the heart and what's in the head. And that's why I've always said this is one beautiful human being right here. And I just have the feeling with what she's said that it won't take me long to probably say, Kianna Healy, what a beautiful person. Yeah, because, first of all, the things that you do, I mean, you're going to be advocating for Sioux Falls Humane Society and the things you're going to be involved in and being in theater. And the arts are so important yet.
Yes.
Take that athletics crowds, and I'm a fan of athletics, but I just, the arts are so very important because, well, I'm 63, newly retired, but I can still do this. I can't wrestle. I can't play football.
There'd be an ambulance immediately.
Yes, there would.
But you could.
Yeah.
Don't sell yourself short right now.
I can't even play golf anymore or snow ski, and I loved that, but I can still be involved. And I can promote the arts. If I'm on stage, I need a teleprompter and a cane. But, beyond that.
The arts has such a great way of showing that there's a place for everybody in this world, whether it's on stage. And that's what, Legally Blonde, to bring it back to there, Elle shows you that there's a beautiful place for everybody in this world. And we just have to accept everyone and love everyone the way they come. And really don't judge a book by its cover. And I think that also shows on the stage where it's like, oh, the 61-year-old man is here. What is he doing? And you're amazingly talented. Like, we don't sell somebody short because of what you see. Are so deceptive. What my view is completely different than yours. And that's just how everything is. I don't know. The arts has such a great way of showing that everybody has a place in this world.
Yeah. Well, I'm a fan of everybody should be involved in something at one point, even if it's only for a day.
Yes.
You have to experience it. And then that's how you know, hey, maybe I'll try this again.
Yeah.
And from there, you learn what your passions are. And like I tell people about this show, I said, okay, my name's on it because I'm the one that started it and I'm the one that invested in it. But the show is not about me. It's about everybody that comes into this studio, because your passions are my passion.
Mm-hmm.
And I am passionate about theater and musicals and jazz and everything that's out there in the art world. And then there's those people that will say, well, I'm not really into art. And then later in the conversation, hey, did you see that new building they're making? Isn't that incredible? Look at that architecture. You know what that is, buddy? That's art.
Yeah. Like, what's your favorite TV show? That's all artists. That's all artists.
Yeah.
Even when your screensaver, your phone is a piece of art that somebody created back in the,
Yeah.
I think we as people, we always tend to overlook how much art is around us. Even like you're going to look in nature, you're going to walk around. There's so much beauty around that. And that's all art in a way. And I think tying that back to theater, I think that's why it's so important that we have community theater here. All these people are students. They're working full-time jobs. And at the end of the day, we're all coming together and putting something together out of a passion project.
Yeah.
And that shows on stage. Everyone out there is there because they want to be there, not because we're getting paid $1 million to star on Broadway. It's truly at the bottom of people's hearts that they want to be there and they want to show up for a community and provide the arts here.
And what's great is every cast becomes a family. And every time you're in another show, adds on to the family. And
we're like a weird Cheaper by the Dozen. Like it's Cheaper by the Millions. At
my age now, I always go, okay, who are my friends back in high school? That's a little bubble or a circle.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's college. And then there's, the first time you move away from your hometown and get a job and all these other little bubbles. And somehow at some point they all connect.
Yes.
Sometimes they unconnect and then they reconnect.
Yes.
And it's just it's such a great part of life to think of. And this is what I think helps people that especially do get up on stage and do all the great things is experience.
Yes.
And one of my favorite quotes is good judgment comes from experience. And experience, well, that comes from bad judgment.
Yeah.
And I take that with me a lot. And one of the other things I remember about going on stage when I started doing improv comedy with a group 20 plus years ago, we had our first paid gig. And our leader, before we went out and did it, he says, okay, first of all, go out there with confidence because 95% of the people out there are going to love you because they don't have the guts to do this.
Yes.
The other 5%, forget about them. And I always think that too. It's like, go out there with gusto. And what do you think, Casey, gives you that gusto?
Oh my gosh. I think I sounded very much like Jennifer Coolidge there. Sorry, I'm just
Yes, you did.
I think
I'm going to send it to her.
Yes. I think starting at such a young age, at like 8, I believe was my first show. My parents kind of threw me into it because I talked too much, frankly, and I was annoying them. Thank you for being annoyed of me, parents, because now I get to do this amazing thing all the time. I have the exact same view where I am doing something that so many people literally cannot do.
Yep.
Not because they're not talented, not because they have a fear of it. And I get so scared. I think when people find out that I have really bad stage fright, I almost throw up before every show I go on. I have super bad anxiety. I freak out.
Not just opening night?
Every single show, I think I've at least dry heaved somewhere where I have to listen to a certain song that reminds me of my dad. Like I have to do so much to like calm my body down. But a big thing is that I am doing something that nobody else can do, which is be Casey on stage.
Right.
And, that I tell my students that I teach in the Sioux Falls school district. And I'm doing Frozen Junior. And that's like the one thing I tell them is that if you're nervous, it means you want to do good. And people out there, exactly what you said, that they're going to judge you, whether it's good or bad, but they are not doing what you're doing.
Right.
So kind of whatever with them.
Keep that in.
So I think, and if I go out there and I only give a half performance, then that's what they're going to judge me on. So why not go out there with the gusto and the gall and the gumption that I have? Like it's all fake. If I'm being honest, I'm really nervous. I always say that I'm an extroverted introvert, that I force myself out of my box because otherwise I'd be alone and scared. And I think that has kind of forced me to just go out there and be Casey on stage. Because again, nobody can do that. And that really helps a lot, I think. That's a good question. I've never been asked that before.
Kianna, what about you then, since it's such a good question? What gives you the gusto?
Second fold, yes, do it again.
Well, I'm very similar to Casey in the way that I'm an introverted person, and growing up, I've had so much social anxiety. So speaking for myself, I probably couldn't have done this years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I got into Shrek Jr. Remember that being my first ever musical. And
Another great musical. We
Yeah.
have to do it again on the main stage.
best, one of my favorite
Sorry,
musicals.
top 10.
Sorry,
May I
top
say
10.
it? Should we say it? Top 10
Top
musical
10
in the world?
musical. It's so amazing.
And if you
It's
hate
so
it, you're just a
amazing.
hater. I
You know,
don't know
by
what to
the
tell
end-
you.
By
You
the
hate
end,
fun. You hate fun if you don't like Shrek. the
Yeah.
musical.
yeah, by the end of the show, we'll have all top 10.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
I'll send a link and we'll have a list
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So getting to play a character and be myself on stage, but kind of put that feeling into something else, helped me grow out of some of that anxieties that I had, and continued to do that growing up. And then I just kind of fell in love with the art form all in general. So getting to sing in some crazy ways, and I know you can relate, it's like wearing your heart on your sleeve.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you don't have the words, there's a song for it. And that's when you get to share it with the world. And that makes me feel in a way less vulnerable, but in a really vulnerable way. It's such a weird paradox.
Yeah.
But I rather have no other way to share my heart with somebody than to perform it and to sing it. And I think that's what gives me the courage to go up there and know there's such an amazing story here, and that I'm honored to be a part of it, to be something that's bigger than myself. And it's helping me grow as a person, get out of this shell that I put myself in. And I'm just so grateful for the arts. I truly am. And I don't think I would have been able to do Miss South Dakota. I wouldn't have been able to get into an interview room to speak for myself if it wasn't for those opportunities.
All right. Did you sing for your talent?
Oh, yes, I did.
And what did you sing?
It's a theater song. It's called I'm a Star by Scott Allen.
Yeah.
So good. It was so. We got a little sneak peek when we did.
Oh, did you?
When we did our little Bow Wow for Broadway thing for the.
Oh, that's right.
Which was so fun. But all of a sudden, she went up on stage. She's like, "And I have a little secret," and it was so fun. It was amazing. And if they put it on social media too, you just sound amazing. Anyway,
Thank you.
enough blowing smoke up your butt. Yeah.
What made you decide, though, that, hey, this theater thing, you talk about going back to your first musical and you want to do it again, but, you kind of bump it up every time, too. What made you decide to go further with that?
This is about to sound so, emotional.
Oh, let it go.
There's something about, I feel like if you agree with me, there's something about when you're sitting backstage and you're waiting for the show to start and you just hear the overture start playing, that there's something like you get chills in your body, and there's some type of energy in the crowd that I cannot replicate in other areas. And live theater, live arts, it's truly, every single night is a once in a lifetime experience for every single person on that stage. It's going to be different every single night. Something's going to happen different every single night. And I'm honored to be a part of it. And it's so cool that there's people here to be a part of that as well. So
yes,
it's just, there's no words to describe how much it truly means to me.
Right. There's not like another thing to replicate that. Like, bring back overtures, first of all. Not enough musicals have overtures anymore. But
very good point.
It's like a good synopsis. And you are just sitting back there with the people that you've worked for months with this. And now it's going to be over in 6 shows. And there's going to be audiences full of strangers, or maybe people that you love and people that you're scared to see, and that's I don't know any other place in the world that happens with a jazz square in the middle of it. I just don't, you're so right that it's just a great experience that I don't think anybody will ever have to. No, nothing will replicate that ever.
And maybe that's why, I am a big fan of all theater, straight plays, dramas, comedies, farces, all of it. But there is something about a musical. And you said it, first of all, we need more overtures. And then you brought it up because of you're listening to that overture backstage. And I've always thought that as an audience member, even when there is an overture and it starts up, and especially if it's, something I'm familiar with, and then and you start to just feel every bit of it and every emotion and how it builds, gets that big crescendo, comes back down, and just the drama of that.
I literally have chills thinking about it. Ew.
And I think of that as well, because one of the things I always think about music is, it has such a great pinpoint the first time you hear a particular song that you immediately go, wow. I can tell you certain songs, I can tell you exactly where I was, even if I was only 15 or 16 years old, or whether it was, my early teens or whatever.
Yeah.
I know what was going on and where I was at the particular point. And that just automatically makes me think of when I attempted to play piano in 8th grade. I chose show tunes. They were familiar to me.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt that my brother and my sister were both in musicals a lot, and they were, they've been accepting Social Security longer than I have. So getting to hear some of those classics, Carousel was one of my favorites.
Oh, yes.
And then, when they used to have the muscular dystrophy telethon, Jerry Lewis, and he'd always sing, "When You Walk," and it's like, oh God, the tears are just there right away. Yes. Yeah. And so that's what's so magical about what takes place on a stage, and what takes place in a musical even more so.
Yes.
So where do you think, well, first of all, the choice of this as the final show of the season, I'm guessing maybe season tickets for next year might increase a little bit.
Yes.
Just because I have the feeling this is going to be such a hit, and people are going to go, boy, well, what do they got going next year? For those that are casual, that don't already know about it.
And next season's also really awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really
so it's going to be great to see how it continues to grow. And what are you hoping you get further out of being in community theater, Casey?
Oh my gosh. Well, I love, especially with TPP, the educational aspect of it. Maybe it's my education degree in me ingrained, but I think that everybody is a student and everybody is a learner. Whether you are 2 or 22 or 102, you can always learn something new. And Premiere does a really great job at integrating education throughout it. And I think that is going to we're going to see that again next season. I'm really excited to see the advancement of the Underground series. I was very happy to be a part of it this year for the first time with American Idiot. And it was so new and weird and awkward, but also it was experimental and it was really fun. So I think especially the next 2 shows, which are going to be Ghost, I want to say, and Rent, are going to be the Underground series, which Rent, hello, what the heck? Amazing. So fun. Those are going to be really great learning experiences for us as the performers, people as the design team getting into new spaces, but then also get how can we get that word out to the community more? Because we think it's just going to be at the Orpheum and that's where it's going to be. But I don't know. I'm very excited to see the growth of the education program and seeing how our community theater is going to morph into just more than we're on the Orpheum stage. Where else can we be? And I am really excited for that.
Yeah. And for you, Elle Woods, what are you hoping to get further out of being in theater, being involved?
Yeah. Well, a little background about me. I just moved back a year ago from New York City. So I got a film degree at Pace University and I moved back. And one of my big fears moving back was that I was not going to be able to find a community as an adult, because I know that's pretty difficult to do. So, this year I was welcomed with open arms, and it was just one of the best experiences I've had. And it made moving back so much less stressful than it was ever going to be. And I made lifelong friends who are incredibly supportive, who we share birthdays together, who came to Miss South Dakota, who were hyping me up during the whole week. And it's truly a community that supports each other outside of just the musical we're doing.
Exactly.
So it really integrates communities with people I wouldn't have met otherwise. And I'm just really excited for that to continue, not just for me, but for everyone who gets involved in our program as well.
Yeah. So when it came to being in Miss South Dakota, in the competition, so you sang, you had the interview and everything else. What about that group? Because if I'm not mistaken, because I know a few of the former Miss South Dakotas, don't all those former ones kind of get together to support you and so forth? Who have you been in contact with that has been like pushing for you?
Oh, what's also so incredible about the Miss South Dakota opportunity through the Miss America program is that the Miss South Dakota Forevers, will always
Yeah.
support you. We have an amazing line of women supporting each other and our local title holders. So I was Miss South Dakota Teen 2021.
Mm-hmm.
5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
Time is so
Oh,
gross.
that is crazy. But my miss during that was Caitlin O'Neill. She also moved to New
Okay.
York, so we were there for a while together. And she was back, and there's just so many women that were
Yeah.
past Miss South Dakotas that I look up to.
Carol Nesbitt.
So much. Carol Nesbitt. We went
Yeah.
to the same. Here's a fun
Yeah,
fact.
good.
We went to the same school. We went to O'Gorman High School.
Yep.
Her local title was Miss Sioux Falls. I was Miss Sioux Falls, and we're both vocalists. So I feel like I don't know. We're kind of the
Yeah.
Incarnates, yes.
Yeah.
kind of the same person right now. But I mean, past and then the future Miss South Dakota's come into our organization. You see so many women grow, and the big message we have is empower women, empower women.
Yeah,
So-
because when I saw you had the O'Gorman tie, I go, I bet Carol's involved.
Oh yeah, she's great. She's
She
super
is.
supportive, and she's just the person. If you need to cry, if you need to rant, if you
Yep.
need help, or you're stressed, or you're super excited, she's always going to be that person that you can talk to. So I mean, there's endless people within that program that will be there for you.
Yeah. All right. So much coming up. As you mentioned then, Casey, that you've got a musical that you're going to be involved with for
Yes.
the educational process of TPP.
Yes, I'm directing
Give us the
Frozen
stuff.
Junior. Yes, I'm directing Frozen Junior. We are booked. We have, I think, 50 kids. Oh, my Lanta. I think something like that. And we have a waiting list, which I'm trying to push them to get all of those kids on there. I
Yeah.
can handle 6 more kids. I can totally do it. Plus, I have one of the best teams I've ever worked with. Just Kelsey Beatty is going to be our music director.
Mhm.
Hannah Hetland's going to be our choreographer. And then I have like Emma Medea, Luke Humke. I mean, I have just amazing people there that I know love kids, love theater, love education. And I just can't wait to have this amazing, and Frozen. It's Frozen, you guys. What the heck?
Yeah.
I'm so excited to bring my favorite character of all time, Olaf. If I could selfishly be in it, I would be Olaf. And then right before that, I'm going to be doing A Night with Adele, partnered with
That's
TPP
right.
as well. That's going to be on July 17th and 18th. 17th at Myrtle's, which I'm really excited.
Mhm.
Kind of more of an
Downstairs?
Yep.
Yep.
And I've never done anything where it's just me. And
Wow.
I'm very nervous, but I'm very excited. I have Coleman Peterson helping me out, obviously. Lucas Schreck is going to be doing some of the piano work as well. And just think of like Adele's Caesar Palace, but downstairs in Myrtle's in Sioux Falls. So I mean,
All right.
so I'm very excited for that. Tickets will be coming out shortly. So
All right.
an eye out
And
with
it's there
that.
both nights?
yes.
Okay.
So it's going to be Myrtle's on Friday and then Rock Island on the 18th.
Oh, okay.
So 2 different locations. And
Gotcha.
I wanted tickets to be more, I don't want to say the word cheap because that's not
No,
what it is. but
reasonable.
yes, more reasonable because it's
Yeah.
just me, but also like have fun. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. It's something that I haven't done before. And I'm very thankful to Oliver Mays and Premiere for letting me do that
Mhm.
because I love Adele. I'm very excited.
And she
All
sings
right.
Adele amazing.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
so
a lot of things.
you.
It's amazingly
Thank you.
well. And so what about what's coming up for you besides having your calendar filled probably all the way up until Miss USA?
yeah. Well, I guess it is preparation. It's Miss America here in September, so I'm going to be going to West.
Or Miss America, excuse me.
No, that's all good. West Palm Beach, Florida, in September. So there's gonna be a lot of preparation, a lot of traveling around South Dakota. I really love to get to Mount Rushmore and just all over. That's really the goal for this year is to connect with as much community as possible, and then spread that compassion, spread the animal education and animal advocacy, and it really, really just full
Right.
send this year. And it's once in a lifetime opportunity. So I'm going to take every single advantage of it that I can.
Yeah, that's excellent. And did I see that you brought in the Holy Grail, the sash?
I did bring in the sash. We have
Oh.
a really special sash this year too.
Oh.
It's the 250th
50th, right.
anniversary. So it's a red, white, and blue sash.
Yeah.
So we only get it for this one year. So
Whoa.
I'm so incredibly honored
Yeah.
that I get such a special sash for.
And your
Right.
crown fits perfectly. It was meant for you.
And she doesn't look 250 either.
I know, yeah. 250. Crazy.
Oh, Casey, you get that familiar question that gives our newly crowned the time to figure out what she might
Maybe
respond
this
to.
has a little
Except
question at the end, and it's
you
hard
get a
one.
different question.
No.
now.
Here
Yeah.
a little bit. Oh.
Okay. If you were a cartoon character, who would you be?
Oh, my Lanta. Okay. Cartoon.
I got 2 Mylanthas out of this conversation.
I know. I do say, oh, my, okay. Oh, my Lanta. Okay. Well, I'm thinking like older, like, oh my gosh, Dave, this is the worst question ever. Because now I'm thinking of every single character I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
And I loved cartoons, but not as, like, my mom didn't love me watching them because she thought they were annoying. But honestly, I would say maybe Pearl from SpongeBob.
Oh, yeah.
I found, especially as a younger child, I was very much Pearl. My dad was very much Mr. Krabs, trying to give me the world, and I was just simply never satisfied. And I think Pearl is misunderstood, that she knows what she wants, and people just disappoint her. And that is not her fault. That is the world's fault. So that would be my comedic answer. And plus, of course, to self-deprecate, I'm like, oh, and I look like her too. But she has beautiful lips and gorgeous eyelashes, which I relate to. So that's what I would say, probably. Oh my gosh, what a terrible answer, Dave.
Oh, that is not a terrible answer. That's an awesome answer.
I'm going to think of a new one later and be like,
of course you will.
I'm going to voice. Can you splice my voice into it really quick? I'm going to send you a voice.
You know what? You two are the only conversation this week because somebody else couldn't make it until next week. So now I will need just one more little snippet. So you call.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was also going to say like Theodore from Alvin and the Chipmunks, but now now that wouldn't be yours.
No.
Okay.
I kind of blanked from every single cartoon that I've ever watched.
I was going to say, like, I'm thinking now like Care Bears, the Powerpuff Girls. Like I'm just thinking of all Lola from Big Mouth, which is a naughty show. I shouldn't mention it with you. And now I'm just thinking of all the great cartoons. Yeah. I had to stumble on SpongeBob.
That is not the question you get.
Oh.
No, you get the every first time guest gets this. And depending upon how you answer it, whether there's follow-up questions. So the first question is, when you're not part of the arts and entertainment scene, what do you like to be entertained by?
That's kind of hard because I have a film degree, so I think everything I do it's either theater or I'm going to the movies and I'm going to find my next favorite movie and just break down every single scene. It's so nerdy of me to love to do that, but once I watch a movie, it's really hard not to be like, oh, they use that angle, and that's why they use that angle, and this is how it made everyone feel.
You're dissecting them all.
And I love the art of doing that. I don't know, because I'm very artsy, but I do like to bake. Does that count? I'm a sourdough enthusiast. This year, I got really into it. Taylor Swift influenced me. So I'm a sourdough.
I did not know you made
girl.
sourdough. I'll be hitting you up.
Everyone, if you need sourdough, cheddar jalapeno is my favorite to make. So, yeah, let me know.
Okay.
Let me know.
Yeah.
I love to make it.
Any other hobbies then?
Does Miss South Dakota count? I mean, I have my dog too, so she's going to be a part of my year.
There you go.
Certified therapy dog. So
fantastic.
We can go into hospitals, schools, and really just bring, again, like I said, compassion, such a big word for me this year. To make someone's day a little bit brighter.
We want to make Charlie that because my diabetes, and he's actually quite good. If I have an overnight low, really bad low, and I need to go in and I, start taking either the Insta stuff, and doing whatever to raise it. And if it's one of those where it's going to be more than Dad's just out there to grab a graham cracker, then he'll go in and wake up Carrie.
Oh.
And so then she knows,
dogs are just so intelligent.
They are so intelligent.
And, we want that for any time we're traveling then, to be able to have them along. So we're going to work on that. Yeah. But first we have to, I shouldn't say teach him manners. He's actually pretty good, but he's just so excitable. He loves everybody.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing at all.
To have.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. I know I've asked you in the past if you like and enjoy karaoke.
Oh, of course.
Yes. So, how about Kianna?
That's a really good question. Sometimes. Ooh, wow. I think sometimes is the right answer. Sometimes I feel like the performance brain is on. It's like, wow, if I don't sound perfect, it's going to be scary. But then there's sometimes where if I'm with the right people,
remember they're usually
friends,
drunk.
Especially around here. Yes.
If I'm with my right friends, I feel like.
Okay. What's the go-to song?
Oh my gosh, anything Sabrina Carpenter. My friends, we would always scream "We Are Young" together in the karaoke mic. So, Casey, if you ever want to sing, "We Are Young" together,
oh yes, they sang it on Glee. I'm ready to go.
That's such a great tune, and I've never heard it at karaoke.
Yeah. Okay.
Any Glee song, I think, is just a great karaoke
yeah?
song.
We're Glee fans here.
Yeah. Casey Schultz, always so great to see you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Dave.
and remember, next time, set of steak knives.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
I guess I just have to set up residency here. I don't know what to do. I'll just sit in the corner.
Kianna Healy, Miss South Dakota, and Elle Woods in Legally Blonde next weekend and the following weekend. Thank you so much. What a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. It was so fun to be here.
And we'll be back with more of the Dave Holly Hour in just a moment. Trio Jazz Club is an intimate music venue in the heart of Sioux Falls. It's family-owned and family-run. Ricardo and Mary Beth and the entire staff provide the art of hospitality, while the best local and regional musicians provide the smooth sounds. It's a great vibe with live music Tuesday through Saturday nights. The chefs and mixologists offer an amazing menu and beer and wine lists. Cocktails as smooth as the jazz. Join the club, Trio Jazz Club, across from the Washington Pavilion. Enter as friends, leave as family.
Ladies, when it's time to give your nails some love, get that extra special treatment from Quality Nails in Sioux Falls. Manicures and pedicures that look great and make you feel fantastic. Zaya and Tony don't simply provide the service, they provide professional care for your hands and feet, whether you just want the basics or you're looking for an extra special look with added flair. Oh, and guys, it's okay to treat yourself too. Quality Nails on Minnesota Avenue. Call for an appointment, 605-334-1463. Walk-ins welcome.
Coming soon, another podcast from Big D Entertainment. Dave Holly's More, M-O-R, a show featuring the music and the stories of an oft-forgotten radio format known as Middle of the Road. The days of yore with More, M-O-R.
Phil's Pub has a vibe all its own, and it's a vibe you want to be part of. Oh, and congratulations to Phil's as they now become part of the South Dakota Rock and Rollers Hall of Fame. We are very excited here at the show and very happy to have you as one of our great sponsors. Keep checking Phil's Pub Facebook page for fun times.
It's the podcast that creatives in the Sioux Empire listen to so they can learn more about other creatives. It's the Dave Holly Hour.
Thanks again to my wonderful guests, Casey Schultz and Kianna Healy. Congrats once again on being crowned Miss South Dakota, Kianna. Our show website, davehollyhour.com. Check out the updated look, and additionally, you can listen to any of the now 323 shows at any time you want, and this show is also available on your favorite podcast platform. Thank you all for supporting local arts and for taking the time to download. I encourage you to find your art, find the art you enjoy, find the art you're interested in trying, and we shall see you in the arts. As the Sioux Falls Arts Council says, together we art. As Arts South Dakota says, home is where the art is. As I say, put some art in your heart. Remember, my name is Dave Holly, and for me, every day is a holiday.
The Dave Holly Hour has been brought to you by Trio Jazz Club, Sioux Falls' premier jazz club. Enter as friends, leave as family. Phil's Pub, your local dive with music for the people. Chasers Food and Spirits, XL Chiropractic, and Quality Nails. Stay up to date on the show by following on Instagram and Facebook. All episodes available anytime at davehollyhour.com. The Dave Holly Hour is produced in the Dipsy Doodle Studios by Big D Entertainment.
Thanks for listening.